So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and once again, and welcome. Glad you all are with us either live and in this very room or on the internet or watching later, but so glad you're here. So I kind of have a unique opportunity this morning because, as many of you know, I spoke last week, and so I get to do a quick review of what I talked about last week this week. Really quick, we're not going to rehash all of it, but I just want a couple of reminders. My topic for today is it's a new life, and most especially a new year with new possibilities. So last week we talked about repacking our bags and looking at, and I used my tale of woe about a suitcase, and that's all I'm going to say about that because I promised I would not talk about it again. But the experience, because we're always carrying our worldly goods with us, and whether that's tangible items or stories or resentments or regrets or victories or whatever, we're always carrying them with us. And so what the exercise we did last week was looking at what we need to repack so that we can move forward into this most amazing year. And so it was, as you see there, it was a passport, a sense of purpose, baggage, so stuff to lack of a better word, stuff to carry with us into the new year and forward. A map, so sense of direction for where I'm going and what I want to do when I get there. Traveler's checks, and we talked about this last week. I don't know that they do those anymore, and if you don't know what a traveler's check is, I don't want to hear about it, but some of us do. Yes, I know. Wow. Traveler's checks, so enough money to enjoy the trip. Our address book, so connections with the people that we love. Our journal, so travel lessons learned from past trips. And then our adventuring spirit, the courage to choose our own itinerary and say, thank you so much, I love that, but I'm not doing that, I'm doing this, recognizing that it's always our journey and our decision to make. So we repacked and we got our stuff and we're good to go. And then we left here and we went back into life. And we had those experiences that we often have. And do we need to stop? It's been a week. Do we need to stop and open the suitcases and repack again? Or are we okay to keep moving and keep moving? Because life happens. And so it's not so much of what happens to us, but how we handle what happens to us. And we'll talk more about that this morning. It has to do with how we, and I don't remember whose words these are, but I adopted them. It's not just the moment by moment, it's also how we inhabit our lives. I don't know about you, but when I first found this teaching that we call New Thought or religious science or science of mind, I'd have a really positive thought, and this is great, and I'm going to do this, and my ego immediately said, think so, huh? You're really going to do that, huh? You're not old enough, young enough, smart enough, attractive enough, you don't have enough, whatever it is. And I was terrified because, oh my God, I just threw water on the fire. But what I learned over time and what we know is it's not the moment-by-moment thoughts, it's the patterns of thought. It's how we inhabit our lives. We might have the thought that, boy, I don't know how that's going to be a disaster. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. But then we allow the still small voice to remind us, of course you will. You'll know what to do. You'll know where to go. You'll know what to say, because that's how it works when we allow ourselves to draw on that inner wisdom, that divine guidance. Many of us come from a place of not enoughness. And whether that's, I don't know if that's a word or not, but I just used it, so now it's a word. So I woke up this morning. Did you get enough sleep? Did you get enough coffee? Do you have enough, right? Do you have enough time? Do you have enough knowledge to do this? Do you have enough money to do this? Do you have enough? Are you enough? And we carry that not enoughness with us into so many different areas of our lives unless and until we stop and say, nope, I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And when I need more, it will be shown to me how to allow that to come into my life. Do we come from a place of drama mind? So this day, it's a blank slate. How's it going to be? Is it going to be amazing and wonderful and everything we need and all we need to know and do, and all our ducks are just going to fall into a row and be wonderful? Or is it going to be life is like a beaver colony, one damn thing after another? That's DAM. I'm just making sure. Do we believe and we would I bet we would deny that no, we don't believe that. But when we're out in the thick of things, do bad things come in threes? You've heard that. Do bad things come in threes? Is that true? Or is it true because we believe it? And when something happens, and growing up, that was always my experience because it was my parents' belief. And so if the washing machine died and the dryer died, then you know there'd be a problem with the car, or you know there'd be a situation with the refrigerator, because bad things come in threes. And you could almost sit and watch and wait, and I think there are a few times when we probably did sit and watch and wait because bad things come in threes. Well, is that really true? Yes, because that's what we were expecting. So over time, we get to be aware of, what do I believe about this? What is this old belief in this old tape that I keep carrying with me? And am I ready to release it in order to make this the best year of my life? What do we believe about our money? And do we ever say that we're on a fixed income? No. If you say that, if you think that, if you say that, I so invite you to go home and brush your teeth. Because as one of my favorite authors and dear friend Edwin Gaines would say, if you're on a fixed income, who fixed it? If the universe is abundant, and it is, if there's always enough and more than enough, how come there's not enough and more than enough with our money? It either works or it doesn't, the same way all the time for everybody. And so we can look at that and say, what do I really believe about this? And allow, because that's all we're ever doing, allow Spirit to do what Spirit does and provide us everything we need to have this most amazing year of our lives. Can we trust Spirit when we do our spiritual mind treatment, our affirmative prayer, and then we say, and so it is? Can we trust? Do we trust the universe to do what it says it's going to? Or not? It's an interesting question. What do we believe about that? So in every moment, there's the opportunity for us to look and see, what do I believe about this? What do I say about this? What am I affirming for myself? And what changes do I need to make in my beliefs and in my actions to make this the best year of my life? So the book I'm using for today, absolutely wonderful book. Debbie Ford wrote this, The Best Year of Your Life. Love, love, love this book. She was amazing. She died probably about 10 years ago, but she lived in San Diego. Actually, she lived in La Jolla, in this house over this old baby house overlooking the ocean, and I had the opportunity to get to know her and spend time with her. Just absolutely amazing woman. And she came from a place of struggle and of substance abuse and of abusive relationships and all of those things, and was able to turn her life around because she was able to be reminded of the truth of her being. And so I invite you to look for her books, because she's absolutely wonderful. But in the book, The Best Year of Your Life, she writes, and this is a long quote, so bear with me if you would. What if you discover that having the best year of your life is something that's completely within your own control, something that you can actually shape, create, and achieve? What if today you realize that the choice is really yours? The possibility of making this your best year exists in every moment, because having the best year of your life depends not on some outside accomplishment, but on allowing the greatest expression of yourself to be unveiled. The greatest expression of yourself. Having the best year of your life is about becoming the person you always wanted to be. It's about embracing a vision of yourself at your best and developing the qualities that will take you there. We must challenge our self-defeating behaviors and find new ways of reacting to the everyday events that shape our experience. And I'll talk more about that. We must take the time to explore the thought process that has shaped our ability to succeed or fail, to rise to our finest self, or sink into mediocrity. It's time to break through the illusion that the best year of your life exists somewhere out there in the future, when the reality is it exists right here and now. Don't wait for everything to be done, for your schedule to get cleared, or for your dream man or woman to appear before you take on the task of creating a life you love, and my words, that you don't need to escape from. Do we live lives that if I could just be left alone for a little while, if I could just escape for a little while? I think that's why Hawaii is such a big tourist attraction, is because people escape to or wherever. But see, the problem with that is, and I've done this, I've been in this situation, you're there by the pool having adult beverages if you choose to do that, and it's wonderful, but the calendar's clicking, and another day is done, and another day is done, and the problem is you have to go home. You have to come back to your reality. So rather than just trying to be on a permanent vacation, what if we change our reality into something that we love and adore and that lights us up? That's what we're about. I don't believe I won't speak for you. I don't believe I recognize that I am a powerful being. And the reason that I am a powerful being is because of the presence of spirit within me. The reason you are a powerful being is because of the presence of spirit within you. And we are never stuck in a situation, because there's always a way to move past it and to move through it. I was reminded of my buddy Yoda. My ally is the force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us, and I would add, and is within us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. You must feel the force around you and within you. Luminous beings. Do we forget that? Do I forget that? Yes, I do. It's that drama mind thing. Oh, God. Oh, God. What am I going to do about this? How is this going to work? Can I have a conversation about this? Can I express my opinion about this? Yes. Have you ever done that? You write this. I had a situation at work. I have a situation at work. So I'm writing the screenplay, gathering the actors, the film. I'm doing the entire movie. The film is in the can, and it's good to go. Do you do that? You write, so the drama, the heart wrenching, the oh my God, well, if this doesn't work, then I'm happy to pack my desk, and so on and so on. And so I had the conversation, the adult conversation, that this just isn't working, and we need to do this. And the response was, okay, of course we can do this. Okay, yet again, how much time have I spent worrying about this? And of course it turned out fine. Because when we allow it to, that's what happens for us. Luminous beings are we. How important it is to remember that. So think about the best year of your life. What would it look like? What would it feel like? What would you be doing? What would you be having? What would you not be doing? What would you not be having? Because there's some acceptance and also some release, I would suggest. So the best year of your life might include becoming inspired by yourself. I was thinking about this. If you do gratitude work, I do gratitude work at night before I go to sleep, and I verbally say who and what this day I'm grateful for. And there's my amazing relationships and my wonderful community and the dog that's there with her head on the pillow next to me and just all of these things and life in San Diego. What if we include ourselves in our gratitude list? Whoa. Doesn't that feel good? Because if today all you did was come to church and then go back home again, you have the opportunity to be grateful for the fact that you did that. If all you did was go make coffee and move to the sofa and watch Golden Girls, you have the opportunity to be grateful for yourself and for that, or whatever, but you get to choose. I don't believe we give ourselves credit for who we are, what we've done, and what we're choosing to do moving forward. So become inspired by ourselves. Love who we are and the choices we're making and the opportunity to say yes and to say no and take those opportunities. Make peace with our past so we can create a future that's unlike anything we have ever experienced. Live each day grounded in reality with passion and excitement for life and inspiring others to do the same. So Thursday, and as many of you know, I work with Urban Street Angels, which is an organization that provides housing for homeless 18 to 24-year-olds. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for that. And I'm in the elevator minding my own business, and this young woman gets on the elevator and she says, "So how do I know?" I'm just minding my own business. And she says, "So how do I know what to do?" And I said, "Listen, inside you is everything you need to know when you allow yourself to listen." It's just, ministry, and whether you have a Rev or a Rev Doctor or a RSCP in your title, all of us are ministers because all of us know the truth of this teaching, and we have the opportunity to share that truth either verbally or otherwise with people every single day. And it was the greatest thing. And I hope she heard what I said, but because we always know when we allow ourselves to listen. because that spirit that is within me is the same spirit that is within you and the same spirit that is within her. It's just the greatest thing, inspiring others to do the same. And then knowing that there's no finer contribution you can make to this world than fulfilling your highest potential. Do you remember, was it John Major, I think, sang the song several years ago, Waiting for the World to Change? I'm sorry? John Mayer, yes, thank you. Waiting for, and so it's rotten and horrible out there, and I'm just waiting. And I'll be so happy when when those people finally do whatever they need to do to change the world. There's racism and hatred and discontent and lack and struggle and all of those other things. Well, to close the service, we're going to sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and let it begin with me. So how can I expect those people to solve all these problems when I'm still carrying the resentment and the regret and the hatred and discontent and those other less than loving feelings and beliefs and reactions in my interactions with people? How can I expect anything to change? Because as we know, life is lived from the inside out. And our beliefs, my beliefs, your beliefs, determine the world's experience. So how do we solve these appearances of problems? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Our theme, CSL's theme for 2024 is a grand rising. And so what I know for all of us is as we are working on this best year of our lives, we give other people permission to do the same. How'd you do that? How'd you do that? Well, because I did my prayer work, my affirmative prayer work, my spiritual mind treatment. Because we're always working with the same power. I'm using the same power that you are. You're using the same power that the person down the street is. If I can do it, you can do it. Because it's always the same power. Always the same power. So how do we create this best year of our lives in 2024? Starting with showing up. Somebody, I forget where I got that, but just be consciously conscious. Be aware of those ideas and those messages and those old habits, and we'll talk more about that. But decide what this means for you, because my best year probably looks very different from your best year. And we've had the most amazing, many of us have had the most amazing lives, and we've had relationships, and we've had really extraordinary things happen in our lives, but we're not done yet. And whether we have 3 days or 6 months or 30 years, at least 30 years, we're not done yet. And so there's the opportunity for us to make this the best year of our lives and live this life so that the next year can be the best year of our lives and the next year can be the best year of our lives. So it's important for me to watch my mouth. I know it's not possible unless you're using a mirror, but what do we talk about? What do we think about? What do we dwell on all day? Is it possibility, or is it again that drama mind stuff? In the book, she talks about exposing the fantasy, the destination anxiety. And I think I might have talked about this last week, that I'll be successful as soon as. I'll be happy as soon as. I'll be satisfied as soon as I win the lottery, get the relationship, get out of the old relationship, clean the garage, just whatever it is. But we postpone our acceptance and love for ourselves until something until we do something or stop doing something. And I would suggest that's wonderful, but right here in this moment, right now, you are already the essence, expression, and experience of spirit. There isn't anything else to do, be, or have to make us acceptable and okay, because we're already the beloved. Do we state our intention in our prayer work and then absolutely know that something's going to happen, or is it more of a wishbone or a backbone? Today is Ernest Holmes, at least according to Facebook, and I believe everything I read on Facebook. Today is Ernest Holmes' 127th birthday. I know. And for those of you who don't know, our science of mind or religious science is based on many teachers. One of those, especially for us in religious science, was Ernest Holmes. And in the book, Creative Mind and Success, he wrote, "We all need more backbone and less wishbone. There is something which waits only our recognition to spring into being, bringing it with all the power in the universe." How long do we schlep our situations and our worries and our problems until we do our affirmative prayer work? How long do we carry this? How long do I carry this? It's an interesting question. And being firm and being absolute in whatever it is we're choosing to experience. So again, backbone, not wishbone. Because life has to bring us something. Life is always creating, so we're always creating. We get to choose whatever it is, either consciously or unconsciously. We're choosing abundance or abundant lack. You get one or the other. We always get to choose. And then step into greatness, bringing forth, and I love this in the book, bringing forth the hidden parts of ourselves. So moving from, I'm not real organized. In fact, I might be called disorganized. Move from that into organized. And then, wow, the office looks really good. Wow, all the documents in my computer are organized by subject, or all the silverware is going the same way in the kitchen, whatever works for you. But because when we do that and look at it and give ourselves credit for that, then what else? That's a really good feeling. What else can we do? What else can we do to bring that organization into our lives? From irresponsible to responsible. From unlovable to lovable and loved. Recognizing more often than not that that's just a shift in belief, and there might be some forgiveness work involved in that, and that's okay. But it's a shift in our belief about the truth of who we are. And that we moving from a belief that we're not enough into the recognition that we are knowledgeable, we are competent, we know exactly what we need to know when we need to know it. That's the truth of our being. So we can move forward with a clean slate like we talked about, and we can avoid the no cookie zones. I love, this is in the book, and I love the concept of this because she talks, so the cookie is the reward. The reward that's really cool and what we wanted. But how often do we do things, maybe unconsciously, that result in no cookie, or not the cookie that we wanted? Case in point, Well, we'll use that example. If you go to Costco at a certain time, your nose leads you to the back of the store where they're doing all those things with the cinnamon rolls and the chocolate chip cookies and there's that chocolate mousse bar cake. And just all of those amazing yummies that are back there in the Costco bakery. But if your intention is to eat more healthy, is to lose a few pounds, is to change your physical body, unless you really need something from that area of the store, just stay away from it. So I know, right? It's not, this is not easy, but it's possible. Do y'all know, is it Incredible Desserts? Extraordinary Desserts on 4th or 5th Avenue. And I go to work down 6th Avenue. And the steering wheel is giving it some of this, like, well, they're still open till 8 o'clock. You could, because they do that chocolate mousse cake. Keep driving. Because even though it sounds like a treat, if it's not what I really want, if it doesn't serve me, if it doesn't go toward the goal I said I wanted, it's a no cookie. I'm saving my money for a trip to go someplace, and I get the flyer that, well, Penny's is having a 20% off sale, and you've got a coupon, and I really could use a new sport coat. And so I could just go and look. Delete. A wise friend of mine once said, they will always have another sale. They will always have another sale. So if your intention is to save your money to do something amazing, just delete the email, because they'll always be having another sale. Stay off the and I won't ask you to out yourself, but if Amazon has an app, and one of the things I did was install it on my phone. Well, I wonder if Amazon has that. The thought comes up, do you do that? Yes. The thought comes up, I wonder if Amazon has that. Well, of course Amazon has that. Whatever it is, it's the most amazing thing. Of course Amazon has that. Do I need to buy it? Perhaps not. But rather than, well, let's just look and see if Amazon has it. It's like going and looking at puppies. I'm just looking, or going and looking at new cars. Oh, I'm just looking. Okay, but let me know how that works for you. So we avoid the no cookie zone, standing in our integrity, saying, no, I could do that, but I choose not to. It's like a muscle. And I avoided the whatever it was. And if I did that, then I can do that. And if I did that, didn't do that, then I cannot do that. Not that I'm depriving myself, but because I said I wanted to do this and it really makes my heart sing, and so the rest of this I choose not to do. That's how we work toward having the best year of our lives. Because I said I would. There's this most amazing organization, and it was founded about 12 years ago by Alex Sheen. And the name of the organization is Because I Said I Would. And assuming the technology gods are smiling, Martin's going to play a short YouTube for us about this organization.
Alex Sheen has been sharing the importance of a promise with people around the world. He is the founder of Because I Said I Would, an international social movement and nonprofit dedicated to the betterment of humanity through promises made and kept. Alex's story unfortunately begins at a tragic point in his young life. On September 4th of 2012, Alex's father died of small cell lung cancer.
My father was an average man. He didn't run marathons, he didn't write books, he wasn't a war hero. He was average, an everyday person, almost unnoticeable, except for one thing. My father was a man of his word. He was there for me when I needed him.
Alex decided to title his father's eulogy "Because I Said I Would."
I don't want to remember my father by the way he died. I want to remember him by the way he lived, by the promises he made to me, his son.
At the funeral, Alex would talk about the importance of a promise. And for the first time, he would hand out what he would call a promise card. A simple idea. Write a promise on the card and give it to someone as a symbol of your commitment and honor. Alex offered to send 10 promise cards to anyone anywhere in the world at no cost to them. The message would go viral. Since September 4th, 2012, Because I Said I Would has distributed over 3.15 million promise cards to over 153 countries around the world, and by request only. Alex is someone who truly honors commitment. He once walked over 240 miles across the entire state of Ohio in just 10 days to fulfill a promise.
One man is walking 240 miles across the state of Ohio for 10 days in honor of Amanda Berry, Gina De Jesus, and Michelle Knight, all three of the Cleveland women who were held captive for 10 years.
He promised to walk to raise awareness of violence against women.
Alex Sheen is about an hour from finishing his walk.
When you're in this ditch in life and you want to quit, when you've gone 150 miles and it seems like it's too much, you must ask yourself a question. It's the same question every time when you want to quit. It's very simple. You ask yourself, why? Why did I make this promise? Why is this so important to me and to those I made this commitment to? I believe when you have a strong why, you can be strong. You can put one foot in front of the other and you can make it to the other side.
Alex volunteered at a different nonprofit for 52 weeks in a row. He has delivered disaster relief supplies after Hurricane Sandy, helped clean up after riots in Ferguson, Missouri, and continues to make and keep promises that encourage the betterment of humanity.
Alex Sheen.
Alex Sheen.
Alex Sheen, founder of Because I Said I Would.
Because I Said I Would.
Because I Said I Would.
Alex, nice to have you on.
Alex, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
It's all about making promises and keeping them. And there's nobody on this planet, I think, who's better at doing that than Alex Sheen.
His charitable promises and social media campaigns have been featured on ABC World News with Diane Sawyer, CNN, The Today Show, The Los Angeles Times, NPR, and many other programs. As an advocate for humanitarian efforts and as an expert in promises, Alex is a recognized speaker around the world. As a 3-time TED Talk presenter, he personally shares the inspirational stories of the Because I Said I Would movement with audiences in over 100 cities each year. Through his life experiences and unique perspective, Alex provides insight for others on how to become better at keeping promises.
And I wonder, when you write a promise on it, is it the card that gives us strength? When we write it down, is it the card that gives us the strength to move on, to get better, to do what's right? Or was that strength always in us? And is this card just a mirror to the hand that wrote it?
You will get 10 promise cards. Start small if you must, but write them down. Keep them in your wallet, post it on your bathroom mirror, whatever you have to do.
Because of his dedication to philanthropy, 100% of Alex's speaking fees are given directly to Because I Said I Would, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. By inviting Alex to speak, you are helping support the impactful charitable work of this organization.
The challenges that we face, they are great. Humanity faces these challenges and you see them on the news. This pain and this suffering. And sometimes the adversity is so great that we start to think that the only thing that will solve it is a miracle solution. Yeah, we just need $1 billion in funding. We need to change the laws, right? We need a new technology to be developed or a miracle cure. A miracle, that's what we need. Well, sometimes we don't need a miracle. Sometimes we just need people to do what they said they were going to do in the first place. To be there for your friends and your family, to fight for a cause through thick and thin. The promises that we make this world.
I know, right? If I don't make you cry, including myself, I've not done my job. So the opportunity is for us to do what we say we're going to, but most especially for ourselves. What will I do this year to make this the best year of my life? What will I quit doing? What will I release? What will I embrace to make this the best year of my life? And when I drift into the, well, but they just baked them, well, but they're still warm, but what if? No. But it's on sale. No. Because I said I would. And honor that commitment to ourselves. It's the most important commitment we have is to ourselves and our word and our integrity to ourselves. That's how this becomes the best year of our lives. So I'm almost closing, I promise. Martin, thank you for that. If 12 months from now you knew at the deepest level just how worthy and deserving you are, if you had compassion and acceptance for your imperfections, and I don't like this word, because what I know for you, as I know for myself, is we are whole, complete, and perfect right now in this moment with everything that's happened up till now. That is part of our perfection. Climbing back down off the soapbox. If you took actions every day that moved you a little closer to your goals and desires and felt the pride of your own accomplishments and included yourself on your gratitude list, my words, if 12 months from now you were the person you have always wanted to be, wouldn't you consider this to have been a great year? You'll be able to stand with confidence and ask this great world to give you everything you deserve. So, isn't it great in this teaching that now everything works and it doesn't rain on us and we always have everything we need and everybody behaves themselves and does what they're supposed to and lives to be 90 or 100 or 110 years old, and we always hit all the traffic lights green? Isn't that nice? Not been my experience. There's that Zen saying, before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. So how much time do we spend when the traffic light turns red, or when we're out halfway across without an umbrella and it looks like it's going to clear up and then there's a sun shower and we get drenched? Or we go to the grocery to just get one item that they're out of. And we start that, and many of you know my expression is, for the love of God, right? Yeah, so we start that thought. The opportunity is acceptance. I love this slide. So it's raining. I don't like rain. I wish it wasn't raining. My day would be better if it wasn't raining. My day is ruined. Every day is like this. It's always like this. Why is it always rain when I want it to be sunny? Or it's raining. Yep. It didn't work this time. But there's another time. There's another time, because life is a process, not an event. And if it didn't, whatever it was, if it didn't work this time, there will be another opportunity. And we're learning and we're growing and we're changing what we believe about the experience. So with that in mind, join me in the light for just a minute. So in the peace and quiet of this moment, we allow ourselves to be reminded of our oneness, one with the God presence, one with one another in all of life. And we come together in gratitude today for this beloved spiritual community, for the opportunity to be reminded of the truth of our being. And moving forward, we allow this to be the best year of our lives. Recognizing what is ours to do and what is not. Standing in integrity, most especially for ourselves as well as for others. Doing what we choose to do and have said yes to. Lovingly releasing that no longer serves us or that we are called to say no to. Standing in our integrity and in our truth. We absolutely know that life always says yes to us and we get to decide. So for this glorious day, for our time together, we give great thanks. And together we say, and so it is.